Hi students, today I'm going to talk about the introduction to entrepreneurship for language students. I'm going to introduce to you the basic concepts and principles of entrepreneurship. Okay, let's go to my PowerPoint slides. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about, as I said before, the principles of entrepreneurship. You're going to study the basics of what is called entrepreneurship. Yeah, so here is the slides. Yes, that's our topic for today, entrepreneurship for language students. So the objective is to enable the students to master the fundamental principles of entrepreneurship, digital marketing, and digital entrepreneurship, and apply them to actual entrepreneurship projects. So you see that I put emphasis on digital marketing and digital entrepreneurship because we live in a digital world. And as an entrepreneur, you have to know how to play in this kind of field. Yeah. And also, you will also apply the principles to some actual projects. Yeah. That's the objective. That's the grading. As usual, the small quiz counts for 10%. The big quiz 45%, the final project is another 45%. And the final project, you have to write a business plan. We are going to talk about this in detail later. Now let me start with what is entrepreneurship? Yeah. What is entrepreneurship? So it dated back as far as in 1700, the year of 1700. It was simply defined as opening one's own business, opening a new venture, and then bearing all the risk. It was as simple as that. People thought about open a new business, probably selling simple things, and then also bear the consequence. But it was as simple as that. Yeah. And then it developed further into development of new goods, and also services that the market demands. Now there is a new concept here, market. Market simply means people out there who want to have your product or you want to have your service. That's market. Yeah. So if I say market, do not think about a market in which people go and sell fish and vegetables. Yeah. But market actually is a collection of people, can be a large number of people who want to have a certain product. Yeah. And market demands means what these people need to have, what these people want to have. Yeah. And then there was an expert whose name was Schumpeter. Yeah, Schumpeter. He came up with a concept of creative destruction, and that gave a new meaning to entrepreneurship. It means destroying old ways of doing things and then introducing a new one. So entrepreneurship involves destroying old things or old ways of doing things and then introducing a new one. For example, workers in a plantation area formerly picked up the fruits by hand. But then the idea of creative destruction means that they no longer use their hands, but they devised a specific tool so that they could pick up more fruits in a shorter amount of time, in a shorter period of time. And thus, by doing so, they save energy and time, and that's good for the business. Yeah? That's a creative destruction. And then another expert came along. His name is Drucker. The emphasis is searching for a chance. Entrepreneurship means searching for a chance and then exploiting it as an opportunity. Yeah, so you may apply this by looking around and see some old ways of doing things, and then you start thinking, can I change that way? Can I change the old way of doing things? Yeah, can I? And then once I have something new, once I have a new ways, or once I have introduced my new way, can I sell the way? Can I sell the service? Yeah, that's searching for a change and then exploiting it so that you can benefit from it. Small question for you at the end of this slide. What are the common elements implied by those above definitions? So you might look back at the points that I have explained and think about the common elements which are implied, which underlie these above definitions. Yeah, so you can think about that for a while. Yeah. Okay, now that's also the role of culture. In a culture that promotes self-made individual, that is a very good ground. This is very good culture, which is conducive to entrepreneurship. So you are lucky if you live in this kind of culture. Yeah. So you can see that. Yeah. So if you live in that kind of culture, you will feel encouraged to come up with your individual ideas, to come up with your individual creation. Yeah, you are not afraid of showing people what you've got, showing people the ideas that you have. Yeah? And because the culture encourages you to do so, and that is a good culture. Yeah. So if you live in this kind of culture, the first culture, that's even better, that's even good. But if you live in the second one, probably you're not so lucky. Yeah, because it's a culture that glorifies hierarchical organizations and professional expertise. So only people with the acknowledged expertise can thrive, can flourish, can get better. But if you don't have the acknowledgement of being a professional expertise, if people do not acknowledge you as the so-called experts, then you are likely to be stifled. You do not grow fast because the culture kind of suppresses you. Yeah, the culture puts you down and glorifies people with expertise, with expertise which have been recognized largely. Yeah, it's not conducive to entrepreneurship spirit. Yeah? So that's about culture. Now the benefits of entrepreneurship. This is, I guess, it's obvious. So it boosts economic growth. It supports and it promotes economic growth, because if you open new businesses, then you open employment for other people, and you give them income, and they can spend their income on some goods, and that gets the economy going. It gets the economy to grow. Yeah. The second one is, of course, when you open a new business, when you open a new entrepreneur area, then it provides jobs for people. And if people can earn enough income, then they can lead a decent life. And if they lead decent lives, then it reduces poverty. Yeah. So see, those are the ideals of entrepreneurship. That's the ideal. That's the benefits of having entrepreneurship culture in a country. Now, what does it take to become an entrepreneur? First is creativity. You have to be creative. You have to think of some new ways of doing things. You have to look around and you have to seek for something new, something that other people have not ever thought before, something that has not existed before. Yeah, see things like your gadgets, even the laptop that we use nowadays, they are the fruit of creativity. from the inventors. Yeah. When they, at the time when they lived, probably they saw large computers, yeah? And then they thought, why should I work with that kind of bulky computers? Could I see some, could I make it smaller so that it can be carried around, yeah, everywhere? And so that gave birth to the idea of a desktop computers, and now laptop, and now even a smaller device. Your gadgets, the gadgets that we use, is actually the fruit of creativity. And then dedication. Of course, you have to dedicate yourself to your business. You have to be ready to fight for your ideas, yeah, fight for your business. And then that's closely related to determination. Determination is you are determined to get this business up and running. Yeah, you are willing to put in enough a lot of efforts, and a lot of time, and a lot of energy, even a lot of money to get this business up and running. Yeah. That's also related to grit. Grit means passion, tireless spirit. You don't get tired often. Even when you are tired, you probably take a few hours of resting, and then after that you get on your feet again, and then you do some actions to get your business up and running. Yeah. Also, it is a persistence. You've got to persist. You see, this is a very catchy and appropriate expression of down but not out, which means that sometimes you may fail, yeah, but after you fail, you do not fade away. You do not simply gone, but you rise again, and then you try again. You probably fail for 100 times, but you are ready to get up 101st time. Yeah. So that's the idea. An entrepreneur should also be flexible. So be ready to exercise flexibility in your way of thinking, in your lifestyle. Yeah. That will be good for your entrepreneurship spirit. And of course, leadership. You have to have a vision, and then you have to get some people, or your employees or your staff, to work toward that vision, work toward the attainment of that vision. You've got to have the vision, you've got to make other people understand what your vision is, and then you have the power, you have the authority, you even have the charisma to lead these people toward the vision. Yeah, that's leadership. Of course, we are going to talk about leadership later in the course. Yeah. And then, of course, without passion, you don't have business. You cannot set up a business, you cannot be an entrepreneur if you don't have a passion. Yeah. Because you have to be passionate about the things that you like. You have to be passionate about your business. You have to like it. Yeah. You have to bring it to your dreams even. Yeah. Self-confidence, yes, you've got to nurture the sense of self-confidence. If you're not self-confident, how can you convince other people that your business is worth financing, for example? How will you persuade your investors to put in a lot of money into your business? Yeah. So self-confidence is very important. And then smarts, this means that you not only do you have formal knowledge, which you study from college, like what you are doing now, but you also have experience. Your experience will tell you that this area is good, or this is how you do that. Yeah. This is wrong. Yeah. So that's based on your experience. Your experience will tell you how to do things properly. Yeah. And then, of course, instinct. Now, this is something that you cannot quite measure, that you cannot quite see, but it's there, and it plays an important role in your entrepreneurship spirit. Yeah. So you have formal knowledge, experience, and instincts. Those are a complete package for a successful entrepreneur. Okay. Now there are some fundamental questions that you have to consider. Do you truly want to be responsible for a business? You can ask yourself this question. What product or service should be the basis of your business? You can think about this now, starting from now on. What kind of product, what kind of service that you would like to offer, or at least you would like to use during our course here. What is the market and where should it be located? Now, previously, 15 or 20 years ago, when people thought about the word market, then they would think of a physical place, physical space. Yeah. But now people are going digital, the world is getting digital, and so what we call as a place is actually our digital space, our digital area, yeah, in the cyberspace, not in a physical place, but in a virtual place, a virtual market. Yeah. And you have to learn how to access that virtual market so that you can meet your potential customers. Yeah. And then, is the potential of the business enough to provide a living wage for its employees and the owner? Yeah. In other words, are you sure that your business will turn out enough money so that you can pay your workers, so that you can pay all of the operational costs, or all of the overhead costs, the electricity, the internet fee, yeah, those kinds of things. And then this next one is, how can you raise the capital to get started? If you don't have enough money, where will you get the money from? Are you going to apply for a loan in the bank? Are you going to ask some money from your parents? Are you going to ask your relatives for some money? Are you going to ask your husband for some money? Yeah, or any other way. Yeah. So you have to think about how will you get enough money to start your business. Of course, you can start saving if you like, and little by little you have a plan to establish a business probably 3 or 4 years from now. But in that case, then you have to be quite disciplined in your saving so that by the end of the 4th year, from now on, you can have your business established. Yeah. The last one is, should you work full-time or part-time to start a new business? Yeah. If you are quite serious about your business, then you can devote full-time. Full waking hours is used for your business. You think about your business 24/7. Yeah. You think about your business during your waking hours. That's full-time. But if you decide to go part-time first, probably you can spend, well, half of the day or even a quarter of the day to run your business and to develop it. Yeah. Yeah, should you start alone or with partners? Later, I'm going to explain to you the benefit of having a partner. Yeah. But for this time being, for now, these are the fundamental questions that you have to consider when you want to set up a business. Next question is, do you have enough motivation? Do you have enough passion? Money, in some cases, may not be the ultimate reason to start a business. Yeah, so probably you are keen on starting a business because you really like doing that. You don't care about the money, you don't care about the profit, but you really like doing that, and it gives you personal satisfaction. Okay, you can do that. Yeah. But as we shall see later, experience tells us that without money, nothing happens. So the message here is to think about how to get enough money to get your startup business launched. Yeah. Have you got a good strategy? We are going to learn about some simple strategies of keeping your business alive. Yeah. Of course, one of the strategies is to set the price right. Yeah. But pricing strategy may not be the answer to win the competition. You have probably experienced that some, for example, some restaurants or some cafes are sell quite cheap products or quite cheap food, but still they are very quiet. Not many people go there. So there must be something besides the cheap prices that actually keep people from coming there. Probably the service is poor, probably the waiters are not polite or are even unfriendly to the customers. Maybe the location is not quite strategic, those kinds of things. So prices may not be the only thing that you need to think about when it comes to your business strategies. Then the next one is your vision realistic? Of course, you don't want to have a too ideal vision, so ideal, so grand that you cannot possibly achieve that even by the end of by the end you reach 70 or even 80. It's probably because it's too high, it's too good to be, it's too difficult to achieve. Yeah. And again, something related with money. Don't underestimate the startup costs and overestimate the revenues or profit. Later, you will see that your business needs some money to get started, and then you cannot expect having to have a lot of profit suddenly. You need some time to go to the direction. You need some time to get the profit and enjoy the profit, and you will see that it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication in order for your business to start earning the profit. Yeah. Okay. As I said before, cooperating with a partner or with some people is good. It's a good idea to set your business by collaborating with some people. Yeah. You are unlikely to be able to do it alone because it really takes a lot of work and a lot of energy and a lot of thoughts to set a business. So teaming up with somebody else is a good idea. Yeah. So if you are in a team, then you can share the decision making and management responsibilities. For example, your partner takes care of the promotion and you take care of the new design, yeah, for example. And if you have partner, you can give support to each other. And you can give support to each other. And then you can brainstorm for creativity. You have a partner to brainstorm your ideas with. And then you can complement each other. This is important. For example, you are more extroverted. You are good at people. You are good at meeting people, but you're not quite good at planning. And so your more introverted partner will probably take care of the planning. Yeah. So, for example, if you are good at finance, and the other your partner is good at the core skill, if the two of you work together, that's even better. And teams have lower risks of failure, especially if they include marketing experts. Yes. Once you have your business up and running, you'll see the necessity or the need for marketing experts, because these are the people who have the ability to sell your products or your service. And there comes the age difference. You probably, if you're still young, you can team up with older persons who have enough experience in the field, who can tell you or who can advise you on some useful things that you have not experienced before because you are still young. That kind of things will complement each other. You will complement each other, and that's good for your business. That's good for setting your vision. That's good for evaluating your vision and determining how you should do or what you should do in order to get your business started. Yeah. Well, of course, teams have potential problems too. Yeah. Sometimes people get into conflict. Sometimes they disagree with each other. Yeah. So the message here is you never team up with someone unless he or she can contribute significantly to the venture, to your business. Yeah. Venture here is the synonym of business. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to talk about this later in our next session, but just we are going to stop until here. I would like you to think about all of the ideas and all of the points that I have explained, and we are going to come back later with assignments and discussions. Okay. So, yep, that's all, I guess. Okay, students, good luck and have a great one.